The day after me and Charcoal shot Wade Glass down in Rhodes, I met with Freddie and he told me that Wade Glass had died. It turned out that the law thought that the murderers were Charcoal and my brother, Evie Cooper. The next day we were in Annesburg and we saw the law coming into town. We tried to hide, but they soon caught up with us. And they were looking for answers for Wade Glass's death.
I'll have trouble with what?
I have problems speaking with KG, or Mr. Cooper, I do apologise, because he's been quite unwell for some days now.
Is that right?
That's right.
Under the weather. For how long?
About a week or two.
I see. Well, we would like to speak with you. Particularly, we would like to bring you down to the office to discuss some events that happened in the town of Rhodes 3 nights ago.
What events are these?
Specifically, the shooting and subsequent demise of Senior Detective Wade Glass.
Deputy Glass passed away?
He died, yes. Murdered is the term we would use.
It's not the same I would use. Murder indicates that this was a pre-planned thing, or that he was attacked in cold blood. That isn't the case.
To be honest, I have yet to encounter an attack that happens in affection, but we have reason to believe that you were present. Would you be willing to come with us to talk about this at the office?
I'd rather not today.
You are aware that we would be willing to bring you in by force, although we would prefer to avoid that.
And if I come in, you let my people go?
Are your people currently wanted for any crimes? To their knowledge?
Not that I'm aware.
Well,
why don't you go and check and find out? Because of the last time you made this mistake.
Impasse here where they do not wish to give me their names, so I could not say.
Constable Jones. I don't know if you recall last time in Blackwater, where you made an error. You tried to take us in when we weren't actually wanted. And quite frankly, this whole thing, this whole process, it seems like you were the first little rock to cause the landslide. You were aware of the agreement we made with the deputy.
Yes.
And you were aware that I served my time and kept my word on the end of that bargain. That I did exactly as I was offered. And I was told. I came in peacefully, without any issue, turned myself in, and kept my end of the bargain 100%. Even to the extent where me and my people did not commit any crimes. And you may scoff at that, but that is our business, whether you like that or not. For over a week, which made my people go hungry. All because I keep my word when I give it. But you, Constable Jones, you were the first one to look into it. And you realised, because you came back to us, that I was correct. And then all of a sudden, that same deal that had already been agreed upon, that same deal that I already did my time for, was broken. I get a telegram saying, Charcoal, we know that you did your time. We know that you made an agreement, but this agreement can no longer be kept. Get back, George. This agreement can no longer be kept. So we have to go back on our word, and you all have to come in and do your time. Now, I am many things. I understand that you have a job to do. I understand that we are criminals and it is your job to detain us, and I have no problems with that. I do not target deputies for sport like some criminal groups do here, although I'm sure you'll paint me as such now, which is fine. But I did not break my word with you people, not once. It was you who broke it with me and caused all these issues. Please understand when I say you, I'm not directing that at you personally, but at the group that you represent. Now, that's the one thing I said. The one thing I said to the lady who do not hold it against the deputy lady who made this deal with me. I said the only thing I will say is if this word is broken, that's my one big thing. And it got broken a week after I served my time. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's okay. I don't think that's how you have relationships with people. Glass, though, I will say, wasn't shot for that. I admit I shot Glass. But believe it or not, I didn't shoot the first bullet. Glass shot at us. Glass told me that day that he was upset about his girlfriend, the Harp twin. Can't remember which one of them. He said that he just got a new shotgun and he was really looking to test it out. I'm not going to sit there and say I was angelic towards him towards that conversation, because I was not. I told him some things that he didn't want to hear about his girlfriend that were true. And he then proceeded to try and shoot at us with that shotgun, with a smile on his face. I have no doubts that Deputy Glass was once a good man. I have no doubts that he's got good friends with you people. But in that situation from a couple of nights ago, that was on him. There was no harm that was going to come to him. But he shot at us, and I defended myself and my people.
Well, again, you realize the disadvantage this puts us at as Senior Detective Glass is no longer in any position to respond to these accusations.
Understandable. I appreciate your situation, but that is the truth of the matter. Quite frankly, I would prefer it if he wasn't dead.
I imagine so. Nevertheless, things being what they are, and evidence pointing in the direction that it does, we will have to place you under arrest.
That's where we come into difficulty. I made a promise after you broke your word. Not you again, but your department. I lost trust in you people that day.
Fuck up. You know what?
I'm a fucker.
You know what? You shoot my deputy. You give my department trouble, and you give a lot of fancy fucking words like every time. Heard a lot about you, Mr. Tarkor, and I've heard that you've been a real pain in the ass. So how about we, get into some difficulties, eh? How about we make sure we bring all four of you in for stabbing a deputy and shooting Mr. Glass, a good friend of mine. A good
It's very
friend of my
interesting.
deputy here.
It's very interesting
Oh, shut the
that
fuck
while
up.
some
Put
of your
heads up.
deputies try to conduct business the proper way, you have people like yourself who like to escalate situations, because deputies like you,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, because
deputies
the
like
sentence
you,
you were billing out to us was going to be all about rainbows. Yeah.
oh no, no
that wasn't it.
rainbows. but there was
I
no
regret to
attempt
say,
to
Miss-
get shot.
charming armor, I think we've all come to a conclusion here. You better fucking put your hands up and turn yourselves in.
You better
Mr.
get to cover.
Charcoal, you are out of your depth.
Come.
Is that what's... Alright. Going to happen.
Let's go.
I don't know why I ran and hid in that moment rather than helping my family. All I could think of was Freddy. I didn't want to go to Siska. I didn't want to get shot. I didn't want to get killed. So I ran and I hid like a coward. I waited in the bushes. I could see Charcoal laying down in the mud with the deputies all around him. I had to make a decision. Do I get up and try and save him? Or do I save myself and try and get to Freddy? As night fell and the gunshots stopped, I saw the deputies take Charcoal's body away. I didn't know if he was alive or dead. And like the fucking coward that I am, I stayed in the bush until the coast was clear. I'd made my choice, probably the wrong one. I never thought I'd pick somebody else over my family, but I did. I got changed out of my clothes into a suit what Freddie had bought for me, so that the law wouldn't recognise me should we pass them. I sent Freddie a telegram and told him to meet me at Emerald Ranch. Get on. You alright? You alright?
Yeah, what's going on?
We just need to get somewhere safe.
Okay.
You might realise this ain't my horse.
Yeah, and you're wearing a suit.
Yeah, that's unrelated.
Right.
At some point we lost KG. I don't know where he went, but he was gone for about 5 minutes, and when he came back, all 6 of the law were behind him on horseback.
Jesus.
They told me and Charcoal and V to come to them, so we went, we spoke to them. They said that they needed to arrest Charcoal and, quite hilariously I find, Mr. Cooper, that's Evie by the way,
Yeah.
for an incident what happened in Rhodes. The murder of Senior Detective Glass.
How would they know that?
Well, the only 2 people that were in town were you and Pearlie, was it not?
Yeah, and I haven't told anyone.
Yeah. And about an hour and a half ago we did have a chat with Pearlie and he told us what he said, because he told Bronson. That's why Bronson wanted to talk to us. Anyway, that's besides the point. So they tried to arrest Charcoal specifically, not me, not V, not KG. There was a whole standoff for a long time. Charcoal looked at us, and I know what that look means. It means get ready to start shooting. So the law all had their hands on their holsters, ready to go, and I thought to myself, I can't be doing this. Charcoal pulled out his gun. The bullets started flying everywhere. I pulled out my rifle, I started shooting. We were in the open. Charcoal turned around and run. I ran with him. I lost him at some point. Bullets flying past my head.
What happened?
I ran and I hid. Like a coward.
No. That doesn't make you a coward at all.
Do you know why I ran and hid?
Why?
Because you were all I could think about.
George.
I lay down in a bush near the boat where you go to Guarma. I saw Charcoal get shot down 10 metres from me. I could have run to him. I had about 3 minutes. I had about 3 minutes. There was a horse right next to him as well. It was this horse, the one over there. I don't know whose horse it is. He was down next to it. And I had gunshots going all over the place. I saw V get shot as well. I saw her go down. And I just laid there. I just laid in the bush. Because all I could think of was you. And I didn't want to go. I didn't want to get caught. I didn't want to get shot. I didn't want to die. And I didn't help them. I just ran and ran and ran and then took a dive in a bush. I waited there ages. I saw Keppel and one other, the only bloke I don't know. I saw Keppel come up. She knelt over him for a minute and then she walked away again. And the other bloke walked away and Charcoal was still there on the floor, 10 metres away from me. I couldn't tell if he was breathing. I couldn't see from the bush. And then it felt like ages and I thought to myself, I need to go out there and get him, pick him up, put him on that horse and go. But I just froze. I just froze, Freddie.
I'm so sorry you had to go through that.
And then Keppel came back and picked him up. They went to the law office. V was shot as well. She was being carried. I don't know what happened to KG. There was a load more gunshots, so I assume the worst. And I waited in a fucking bush like a snake until the sun went down. And then I scurried away and jumped on that horse. And all I wanted to do was come and see her.
Thank you. I couldn't lose you, George.
such a coward, aren't I?
No. No, not at all. Not for a moment.
But I could have done more, couldn't I?
You could say that about any situation in the whole world, George. You stayed alive and you came back to me. You could have been killed.
Yeah. I was just thinking about you the whole time. I'm sorry.
No, you have nothing to be sorry for. Nothing at all.
Should I try and get them out?
We could do it, yeah.
You wouldn't be coming with me.
I make a great hostage, George.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that, Freddie.
You don't have time. You don't have time to think about it. Any longer, they could be on their way to Sisika.
What should I do? Please help me.
We can go and look. We can go and see what's happened. I can walk in and come back to you.
I can't do it. It's too dangerous.
It's not dangerous for me. George, we don't have time.
I think it's too dangerous. If there was more breakers around, maybe.
You could ask Van Horn.
No. No, we ain't gonna ask Fernal.
Let me just go in and see.
No. This then involves them, and I don't want them involved.
And then just me. I'll go into Annesburg. At least I can see if they're alive.
Okay. I'm gonna stay here.
Yeah, okay. I'll be back.
Freddie, I do need to sleep.
Sure. Why don't you, I don't know how to get in contact with you.
I'll sleep here and I'll expect telegrams, I guess. But just, Freddie, I'm asking you, please promise me, don't get other people involved.
I promise. I won't tell anyone.
What I need from you, Freddie, is just information on if they're alive, where they are, if they're going to go to Sisaku if they're alive. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I promise.
Okay.
Stay safe.
Yeah. You stay safe. Don't be seen, yeah?
I promise.
You know how I feel about you, yeah?
Yeah, I know.
Just be safe, okay?
I will. I'll let you know as soon as I know.